see if I can get through this story without crying, but since the day Pearl was born, because I compete and I track my food and I, you know, check my weight and you know, the focus has been on, you know, on your body, bringing it in. Pearl just got home from school and she got new gymnastics outfits, so we were trying them on and she pulled it up and she just started crying and saying that her stomach was too big, and she threw it off and just kept pulling at her stomach and saying, "Mommy, my stomach's too big." And so we went into the bedroom and she laid down and she said, "Can you get that measuring thing?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "The thing you use to measure your stomach." And it just really hit me that I've tried really hard not to talk about my body or size in front of her, and she's only 5 years old and already thinks that she's not perfect and just amazing, and it really, really hurts. And it's so fucked up and sad that as girls, as women, as early as 5, you start to think that you're not good enough for some reason. It's just really hard. It really puts in perspective if I should even be competing anymore and be so body focused in what it's doing to her. And I thought I was doing a good job of keeping it separate, but it really, really just hit that kids pick up on so much that we're not even aware of.
All right, so I wanted to update on yesterday, the situation with Pearl. So it ended up, once she calmed down, took a nap, we talked about it when she woke up, and she's like, she said that nobody said it to her, it just came to her mind, so I don't know. But we had a discussion about it, and she said, "Mommy, you were right, I'm perfect." So I think maybe she was just having kind of a bad day, tired, and it just kind of escalated into what it was. So made me feel better, like I hadn't done anything wrong. You know, I'm still gonna continue prep. I'm just gonna be really, really mindful of how I talk in front of her. I'm no longer going to weigh or measure myself in front of her. I'll wait till she goes to school on my check-in day and then do all of that I need to do, just so she's not seeing it, so that if it is affecting her in some way, I can kind of take that out of happening. So anyway, we got aggressive again this week. I am on 100 carbs again, 90 minutes of cardio a day again. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm starting to feel like I won't be ready, but I know that that's really common. The leaner you get and the closer you get to stage, our minds kind of start to play tricks on us where we don't see ourselves, how we truly look and what our true leanness is. So I'm just trusting the process. You know, I have 6 weeks left to give it everything I can, and I intend on doing that. St. Louis will probably be my only show now of the year. I updated on my Instagram, but I'm having an issue with my wrist. It started 2 or 3 months ago, where I just started to notice like there was some tingling and numbness, and I just couldn't I would go to overhead press, and if it was setting here, it would just, I couldn't do it. It would get a sharp pain and I would have to stop. So I had to go, I couldn't use a barbell anymore overhead, and I just had to go to dumbbells where I could kind of set it back and still do shoulder press, but 25-pound dumbbell is the heaviest I can do without it affecting my hand. And it's just kind of progressively gotten worse now, where like if I'm putting like makeup on my face, I just don't have the pressure. I don't have the strength in that hand. When I'm cutting things, I can't, and to open stuff, I just noticed something was off. So I went to the doctor a couple weeks ago finally. They ruled out carpal tunnel, took an x-ray, that was clear, ordered an MRI. The MRI showed I had tendonitis and a ganglion cyst. So from here, they gave me a like splint to wear at night, like a brace to wear at night, to try to just keep it from moving in the night. And then I have to consult with a physician for possible surgery. I'm kind of hoping that if I take like 6 to 7 weeks just completely off from training after my show, that it will kind of alleviate itself. Maybe the cyst will go down. We'll kind of see. Once I talk to the surgeon, I'll know more if like surgery is 100% necessary, or if I can kind of rehab out of it and save myself the surgery. So that is all of the updates as of right now. But yeah, I'm just finishing out these last 6 weeks, giving it everything I have, and we will see what happens. Okay, so I'm laying in my sauna blanket, and I thought I would do my update for the week. So this is gonna be a little bit different than my typical, there's Barkley, check-in week. So usually I have, you know, my check-in photos and all of my information. So this week went a little bit differently. I checked in, my check-ins are Mondays, today is Tuesday. So I had a bad check-in. I messed up. So what happened, you know, I did really well last week. We went back down to 100 carbs and 90 minutes of cardio a day. And then I did really well. Friday came, I hit my macros 100%. I did my training, my cardio, but then the evening came and I was like, I'm gonna have a little bit of this ice cream. And so I did that, and then a little bit turned into a lot of food. I just, you know, I was super hungry, I think, depleted, and it was just one of those things that happened. So it happened Friday. I was like, okay, it's out of my system, I'm gonna be fine. And then it happened again Saturday. I got back on track on Sunday, and then, you know, I had to check in Monday. So I didn't avoid my check-in, because I know, you know, does not do anybody any good to lie in your check-in or to just avoid your coach when you have a slip up. So I let Paul know. I'm taking the next few days to just kind of figure out what I want to do, because there's several angles to this. One, I need to make sure that I'm okay and that my relationship with food is okay, because no stage and no placing is worth causing an issue, you know, in terms of eating and being food focused and binge eating and things like that. Two, I need to make sure is my head not in the game anymore, because typically I do fine. It's what I like to do. But if I'm gonna half-ass a prep, then you know, anybody, if you're gonna half-ass a prep, then you should just not be in prep, right? So that's what I need to figure out now. I've had a lot of moving parts, not to make excuses, because you know, I'm not one that makes excuses for not being on track or not doing things, but there's a lot of moving parts happening. You know, my husband lost his job a couple weeks ago. He's got another job now, but that was stress. As you saw previously in this YouTube, I had Pearl, you know, and that upset me. You know, the situation with her and being upset about her body. I have a surgery coming up in April, so I have that on my mind. And then what else? Just general stress, I think. But so I just need to kind of figure out, like, do I want to do this show? Do I want to continue prep, or do I want to just start a reverse diet? And I honestly, at this point today, I don't know what direction I want to go. I'm going to figure it out, like I said, the next couple days. I'm in this for the long haul in terms of health and fitness, and I don't want to risk my mental health around food for a prep. And I think some of it might be too, I think I'm just a little bit burnt out. I've been competing since 2014, so 8 years. I think I've done, I don't know, 13, 14 shows, and I think part of me is just tired. I'm exhausted, and so I need to just kind of refocus, figure out why I'm in prep, why I'm doing this show, and make sure it's something that I want to continue you know, doing. And I think even if I do finish this prep and decide to do this show, I need to take a good 2-3 years at least away from the stage and just really get my mindset and my body back in just a normal everyday place. So that's kind of where I'm at. Just want to catch everybody up. I'm not sharing my check-in photos this week. It's just not something I want to do. So yeah, I just, you know, I'm going to really think about, you know, what my next step is from here. But I am excited for a lot of things too. Like, I have some clients getting ready to compete that look freaking amazing. I'm loving where I'm at right now with my coaching career and just really happy in that aspect. And I want to spend lots of time with my family and I want to travel and do some things that are really hard to do when I'm in prep. And I'm excited for my surgery coming up in April too. I'll share more about that probably in the next couple weeks. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I failed this week. I'm here to say, like, I fucked up. So now I just need to figure out what moving forward looks like for me. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my sauna blanket. Barkley's laying on it too. So thanks everybody for being here, and I'll keep everybody updated.